You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I told you guys one of the biggest stories going into draft season was the fate, so to speak, of Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, who could not manage to pull off yet another year of eligibility. You know, a lot of people believe that's what he was trying to do with that lawsuit. He actually wasn't. It was just part of a lawsuit, blah, 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 and he chose to stay involved anyway. Nonetheless, he's headed to the NFL draft. Now, if I was him, I probably wouldn't show up in person. All right? He's not exactly projected to go high in the draft. And, of course, runner-up to the Heisman, went viral with the disgusting F Indiana, F the Heisman voters, all this sort of thing. All right? Real questionable character red flags for a quarterback. All right? Again, if this is a running back, nobody cares. If it's a safety, nobody cares. You're going to be an NFL quarterback, everybody cares. Everybody cares. They want their quarterbacks to conduct themselves in a certain way. And if you're potentially going to be a backup, they want you to be seen and not heard. Not even really seen. You're just on the team. You're like somewhere. Standing there on a practice field. Getting whatever reps you can get. And it was going to be interesting to see how his draft grades. We know he went to the Senior Bowl. I actually found a couple of articles praising him from the Senior Bowl. He was hot-ass garbage at the Senior Bowl. It was a bunch of check downs, throws to the flat. He wasn't good. And I was shocked, but you can tell Diego Pavia may be a media prop-up favorite at some point here. So just watch this. You'll start getting outlets that defend him and his behavior, whatever, okay? So the NFL draft's in Pittsburgh, and we're getting more coming out. His measurements, of course, he was 5'9" and 7/8. Well, that automatically puts you in jeopardy in the NFL as a quarterback. Are there outliers? Yeah. I mean, the two most obvious outliers right now are Tua Tagovailoa and Kyler Murray, and both teams are trying to get out of each other's quarterback. Their teams are trying to get out of their quarterbacks. Bryce Young, I believe, will be another one that the Panthers will eventually move on from at some point. Size does matter in the National Football League. All right? Drew Brees was actually over 6 foot. A lot of people don't realize that. You know, Russell Wilson is almost 6 foot. 5'9", ooh, So, one quarterback hoping to hear his name at some point during the weekend of the draft is Diego Pavia, 5'9", 200 pounds. Pavia threw for 2,600 yards, 31 touchdowns, 4 picks, rushed for 1,100 yards, and 15 touchdowns. By the way, the other thing that was sort of exposed during the Senior Bowl, and it gets exposed with a lot of these quarterbacks, remember Johnny Manziel? Was, what was fast for college is not fast for the NFL. All right? All of a sudden, Johnny Manziel, and to a certain extent, Baker. Because Baker used to run around. He still tries to. But you realize real fast, he starts rolling out one way, rolling out another. Oh, crap. That guy's right on your ass. And he can't get away. That escapability's not there. Pavia, 2023 was Pavia's best season as an Aggie with New Mexico State. He finished with 2,973 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 picks, 928 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. He was named to the All-Conference USA second team. Okay. So let's just scroll down here. We know what's going on. Todd McShay was on with Mark Ingram and Urban Meyer, and he was talking about Diego Pavia. And boy, it's not good for Pavia and his potential draft status.
I'm not drafting in the NFL. I'll be shocked if he's an NFL starter. I don't even know how much value you have as a backup, if I'm being completely honest. But he's just a damn good football player, and it's hard to say that because I have so much respect for what he did in the SEC and the way he overcame what he had to overcome. And I don't know if it's in, the UFL or what it is, but like, I'd hate the fact that like that might be the end of his career because he's just a really good football player.
In case you did not get that, in case you did not know this, Todd McShay just said he wouldn't draft him. And I don't know if it's the UFL. We've talked about this. The UFL actually publicly went on record. I can't remember who it was, if it was Birmingham. One of those teams went on record to throw their name in the ring on Pavia because, they think Pavia is some kind of an attraction. And I guess he does have like a cult of fans out there. He's going to be the Shedeur Sanders of this draft. I've said that before. Shedeur is at least a better NFL quarterback far as size, weight, probably escapability, speed. Toss up between the two on arm strength. May even be a toss up on speed, but Shedeur actually showed he was a little more mobile than I think a lot of us gave him credit for, including me, this past season. But it's going to be hard for these teams to draft him because he brings so much attention. It's kind of, remember how Tim Tebow couldn't find a team because teams were like, I don't want to put this guy on a roster as a backup, and the fans, every time our starter throws an interception, it's going to be Tebow time. It's same thing. Shedeur Sanders. Every time Deshaun Watson throws an interception this upcoming season, it's going to be Shedeur Sanders time. For the record, I still think Shedeur wins that job, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know. There's a lot of Todd Monken loves Deshaun Watson smoke out there. A lot of it. Where is Pavia going to go? Is he UFL? Is that what's going to happen? Some NFL team will sign him as an undrafted free agent and at least bring him into camp. Now, whether or not and how fast he gets exposed, who knows? Can you imagine having a Dillon Gabriel on your roster with a shitty attitude? I mean, Dillon Gabriel may not be on a roster this year. Maybe, but maybe not. 5'9" and 7/8 with a bad attitude. That gets you undrafted every time. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.